Hi everyone, this is Scott Eklund with My Tech Made Simple, and today I'm going to review the Kindle Touch. Currently there are over 10 different variations of the Kindle, so I'm going to make your choice easy by focusing on why the Kindle Touch may be the best variation for you. The first thing you'll notice is that there is only one button on the Kindle Touch. Everything is done by touching the screen, which is actually very intuitive. If you've ever used a smartphone with a touchscreen, an iPad, or a Kindle Fire, you'll be familiar with all the touch gestures of the Kindle Touch. The Touch is smaller than the previous generation Kindle keyboard. It's roughly half an inch smaller in length, which actually makes a noticeable difference when holding the Kindle. Let me set the Kindle Touch on top so you can get a better idea of the difference. As you can see here, it's nearly half an inch smaller in length and actually a small amount smaller in width as well. The Kindle Touch has a great feel to it. It has what feels like a metal finish on the front and the back, and it feels light enough to where it doesn't tire out your hand if you're holding it for hours, but it's heavy enough to where it doesn't feel cheap or easy to break. The Kindle keyboard has roughly the same weight, but because it's a little longer and it's made of a more plastic-like material, it doesn't feel as good in the hand. There are two variations of the Kindle Touch, one with ads and one without. The Kindle Touch on my left has ads, while the one on the right doesn't. There are two places that ads show up, here when the unit is turned off, and once the unit is turned on. Let me go ahead and turn on the Kindle Touch and I can show you. As you see on the bottom, there's the second ad that comes up when the unit is turned on as well. Now I recommend getting the Kindle with ads. A lot of the ads are for discounts and coupons for things you might actually want to buy. And if you don't like the ads, you can always log in to Amazon.com and pay $40 to turn the ads off. And I'll have more information for that down below. Now let me show you how to navigate around your Kindle Touch. If you want to read a book, you can tap it and it'll load the book. Once it's loaded, the touch screen is split into three distinct areas. One for going forward a page in your book, one for going back a page, and one for the menu. If you tap in this area here, the majority of the right side of the screen, you'll be able to go forward a page. If you tap on the left side of the screen, you'll be able to go back a page. And then finally, if you tap on the top of the screen, you'll be able to open the menu. In this menu, you can change the size of the font, go to a bookmark you made or any chapter in the book. At the top, you can go to the Amazon store to buy books or search. And if you want to exit the menu, just tap anywhere on the screen. Now, if you don't like turning pages by tapping the screen, you can use a turning motion like reading a physical book. Simply swipe from right to left, which will go forward one page like turning a page in a physical book. Or you can swipe from left to right like turning the page backward. Highlighting and writing notes has been made easier in the Kindle Touch as well. Simply tap and hold over what you want to highlight and then let go. And now you'll get a message asking if you want to highlight that or add a note. If you click Add a Note, an on-screen keyboard will show up for you to be able to write, and I actually find the on-screen keyboard quicker and easier to use than when I would type on the Kindle keyboard. As you can see, the Kindle Touch is easier to use, smaller, and feels better in the hand than the Kindle keyboard, but what about the $79 Kindle? The $79 Kindle is pretty hard to use. You have to use a button like this in the bottom right-hand corner of the Kindle keyboard, so it makes it a little harder to get around and to do certain things. The Kindle Touch also has the ability to play audiobooks and music, but the $79 Kindle does not. So for $20 extra, you get an easier to use Kindle that can also play audiobooks and music. So overall, I recommend the Kindle Touch with special offers. I find it to be the best Kindle that's available at this moment. Thank you for listening to my review, and have a nice day.